right. Hey, hey, hey. We are here. We are here. Let me make sure the sound is correct. All right. That sounds good. All right. All right, folks. You turn that up a little bit. All right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am the host, Beatzilla PDX officially. Um, and today we got an interesting topic. And then I'm doing two broadcasts today. I'll be doing this and one at 20, I think it's 2:05 uh, Pacific Standard Time. Thank you. Welcome to Misha Godfrey, Desmond Works, Judah Queen, Nichelle Hargrave. Welcome. Thank you very much. My wife got me this, so I'm celebrating it, breaking it out with the brown on brown. So, like we see, for those who follow me on social media, on my Instagram and on my Twitter, I've long been pushing for Levar Burton, to be the host, if not permanent host, at least guest host on Jeopardy. I believe personally that he should be the permanent host. And there's some articles going around that is talking about. Um, Say what? All you need is that slick back Jerry curl, brother. This is my natural hair. If I was wearing the Jerry curl, my hair had been done fell out a long time ago. Jerry curl. That's a process, brother. This is all natural. Oh Lord, that's low key hate, brother. Cut that out. Yes, indeed. So, like I said, man, he's actually able to get up there where he belongs. For me, I grew up in the oh, I know, I know. But let me hear you joke in a positive manner. Take it up, not down. Uh, he's brought into the Reading Rainbow. I grew up in that. I grew up in the era where we still had the electric company, where Morgan Freeman and Bill Cosby were on morning programming for children. So I come up in that era, and the following era would be the Reading Rainbow era. And man, it's cool to see. Finally, as far as I know, I don't think has there ever been a black fill-in host on Jeopardy. I mean, if there, I'm not saying there hasn't been. I just am not clear on if there ever has been. Man, Reading Rainbow, what was it? 321 Contact was the other joint besides Sesame Street. I think, of course, Sesame Street is the only one that held on. Mr. Rogers has since passed. One thing that was cool about Mr. Rogers is that uh, we got a chance to hear real live music. Same thing with Electric Company and Sesame Street. We actually heard like real live instruments being played. They even showed live instruments being made. So that was, another cool thing. The thing about Reading Rainbow is uh, it put a black face on literacy, and and that is obviously major because you fast forward to uh, to the Cosby Show, which focused a lot on education. Um, so that succession just I think started getting people looking different. It definitely gave the black community a different representation on TV. Right, black positive face, absolutely. So him being one of those who has always been a solid representative from playing Kunta Kinte on Roots to playing was it Lieutenant Geordie LaForge on Star Trek Next Generation. So I'm gonna read a real quick. I'm gonna read his bio real quick for those who are too young to remember some of these things, which is cool. I'm glad they're able to kind of um, tie him in to, because he's been a huge part of our culture. So it's good that in 2021 we have a group that is just now getting introduced to this good brother. So here's a brief overview of his bio. Excuse me. Lavardis Robert Martin Burton Jr., born February 16, 1957, is an American actor, director, and children's television host. He is best known for roles as Kunta Kinte in ABC's miniseries Roots, that's in 1997, Lieutenant Commander Geordie LaForge in Star Trek The Next Generation franchise from 1987 to 1994, and as host of the PBS Kids uh, educational television series Reading Rainbow for over 23 years, from 1983 to 2006, for which he has received 12 Daytime Emmy Awards and a Peabody Award as host and executive producer of the show. So, just to give you an understanding of how long he's been around and just been holding it down, man, it's going to be good to see. So, the reason why I wanted to do this broadcast today about our good brother is because he's going to be hosting tonight. So tonight is his first night. I know here on the West Coast in my city, Jeopardy comes on at 7 p.m. So I'm sure it would be whatever that, check your local listings. Definitely support this brother. Let me get this other article up because, man, out of all the other BS that they're trying to shove down our throat, this is actually a good, solid, positive look. No twerking. We actually got minds working. You dig? Man. Okay, I want to see this one. Oh, you know why I moved this? I might as well just kept this over here. So this article is from Outsider. This is from like 8 hours ago. It says Jeopardy. While Levar Burton is one of the favorites to replace Alex Trebek. This article is written by Emily Morgan. Let's see. It says, since the start of the year, viewers have seen all types of characters try their hand at guest hosting Jeopardy. Various personalities have tried helming the legendary quiz show, from NFL quarterbacks to Jeopardy veterans. Now, Levar Burton not only hopes to have a successful run behind the podium, but he also wants to be there full time. This week, the Star Trek actor will take his temporary spot on the sparkling set once led for 37 years by the late host Alex Trebek. Although his episodes have yet to air, some are already calling for the show to name him Trebek's successor. So obviously, because they test a lot of programs, so I'm sure that they have tested the episodes that he's filmed already. So that's a good look. That's a real good look, actually. So yeah, it's a strong chance to obviously people are pulling for him. We've seen the internet petition trying to make sure that he got that love, which clearly he did. So everybody get them ratings up for the brother. So it'll be undeniable as you see Black America just tune in to support this brother, as well as people who were supporting him as well who aren't even Black. Because there was all kind of people I've seen online supporting this brother and calling for him early. They were calling for him early. So there was never like, Oh, well, who next? No, it has been the steady beating drum to get LeVar Burton to host Jeopardy. All right, we continue. It says LeVar Burton fan, quote, he's been crucial in forming our identities. As I said that earlier. If I was if I was one of the other potential hosts, I'd be like, I'm going to step aside and give give it to the man who gives the kids who gave the kids a love of reading, said L.D. Lewis, a 35-year-old who grew up watching Burton on Reading Rainbow. According to Lewis, some of her fondest memories includes Burton. She remembers spending time with her father watching Star Trek: The Next Generation and the 1977 miniseries Roots. Well, I guess she was watching reruns, which, I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have watched reruns of Roots. So, because if she was 35, she was not around in 1977. But yeah, I just wanted to give a brief overview because, I mean, for those of us who are old enough, we definitely know who this brother is. So I just wanted to make sure I just came out here and congratulate this brother, you know, from you know, my little part of the new black media, and you know, give credit to where credit is due. It's long overdue. So make sure you guys tune into your local listings. Oh yeah, let me see one more thing. So make sure you tune into your local listings tonight, and find, well, actually all of this week. He's going to be on all week, so make sure you tune in all week, and make this a powerful statement that we aren't just twerking. You know what I'm saying? We're more than twerking, and we're more than just mindless voters. Okay, this is what I wanted. Let's see. I want to play something for y'all real quick, and I'm sure y'all know what this, know what this is, but just for sake of, we need to make sure we always control our narrative. And with that being said, this is a great idea, I believe, and this brother has always delivered. Um, and I am certain that he will once again deliver. So, without further ado, I just want to play his ad so y'all can see what's going on in our community to help us establish a further understanding of ourselves and our history.
Family, this is Tariq Nasheed. I am your community servant. Right now, I am in South Los Angeles on the world famous Crenshaw Boulevard. And with your help, we want to build the first ever hidden history museum right here in the Leimert Park area of Los Angeles, which is the cultural epicenter of Black Los Angeles. Right here on Crenshaw Boulevard, right here, there's an empty lot for sale, and it's in the perfect location for our hidden history museum. We want to acquire this lot so that we can build your community museum. There's museums that touch on Black history, but they don't get too deep into it. This will be the first grassroots owned and controlled Black history museum in the world. In our museum, we want to touch on a lot of things that are not touched on in other museums. There's such vast history of Black people here in Los Angeles that we're going to touch on alone. For example, Pio Pico, who was the once governor of California. There's a street, Pico Boulevard, named after him. He had Black ancestry. Francisco Reyes, who was the first mayor of Los Angeles, he had Black ancestry. The grandmother of Los Angeles, Biddy Mason, who was a former slave who became the wealthiest woman in California. We're going to talk about a lot of this stuff in the museum. Also in the museum, we're going to have 5 basic sections. We're going to have a master teacher section where we talk about the teachings of John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Amos Wilson. We're going to have another section for Black inventors. We're going to talk about the Black people who invented things like the modern refrigeration system, the modern toilet system, the modern home security system, and so much more. We're also going to have a section talking about Black explorers. We're going to talk about people like Estevanico the Moor, who is very instrumental in discovering a lot of spaces here in the North American continent. Speaking of Moors, we're going to talk about the Black Moors who conquered Southern Europe. The Black Moors are never talked about in museums. This is going to be the first time it's talked about in our museum. We're also going to have a section talking about Black rebel leaders, like the Black Seminoles, like other Black Maroons. We're also going to have a section talking about the real history of Black music, particularly the foundational Black American history of hip hop. I produced a lot of best-selling documentary films, including the Hidden Color series. So a lot of things that's in our documentary films are going to be featured in the museum. And speaking of the films, we're going to have a screening room upstairs in the museum where we can screen our films on a regular basis. We're also going to have large meeting rooms where we can have conferences and community events for the people. Not only will this museum be a great cultural institution, this museum is going to be a great tourist attraction that will help revitalize a lot of the Black businesses that are already here. But family, we need your help. We need at least $7 million to get this project completed. And we're going to start doing everything in stages. We need at least $1 million in the first phase to get the museum project off the ground so that we can acquire the land. Everybody who contributes to the museum, we're going to have a wall in the museum with the names of all the donors. So your name is going to be built into the foundation of the museum. So we need you to get involved. There's going to be a lot of other perks as well. So everybody get involved. Let's make history. Let's take control of our own community and our own history. Get involved with the Hidden History Museum right now.
Well, wanted to make sure I played that. That is something that I believe is important. What's up, Conscious Outlaw? Happy born day, my brother. Salute to you for another trip around. Yes, indeedy. It's always good to be able to celebrate another trip around the moon, another trip around the sun. Every 7 minutes, absolutely. Oh man, easy. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see our brother tonight. To you can't hear? Can y'all hear me? Let me see. Can y'all hear me? I can hear myself here. You might want to try and refresh. So, you know, I just okay, you can. Okay, that's what I thought. I can hear myself here. But I, you know, just wanted to come here, do a quick broadcast. I will be coming right back at 2:05. Cool. I'll be right back at 2:05. We're going to be talking about how the corporate entities behind the media are using people like Little Nas X to attack the new Black media. You know, we'll get into that because you got to understand, Ched. Now, this is a chess move. It's a little more obvious because, again, do you really think that Little Nas X is paying any attention to new Black media, or would you think that his handlers are paying more attention than he would be? So we're going to talk about that on this next broadcast here, coming up at 2:05. So that's about 15 minutes. So, you know, please, everybody, come right back and return for this next broadcast that we are going to discuss. And, you know, we're going to take a look at some things and ask some questions. One being, is this toxic masculinity that we are seeing coming from these Little Nas X followers? We're seeing a very anti-woman agenda going on. So we're going to talk about what kind of just transpired over the last 48 to 24 hours as an attack against the new black media. Uh, I think this might be an overshot target, but they tried to cover their bases. So they hit kind of three people, but it's not really working. So we will be back. So thank you guys again. Um, salute to Levar Burton. Make sure once again tune in tonight. He's a one-hit wonder. I absolutely a squirrel trying to get a nut. That being said, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. Open war, absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram, beatzillapdx. You can follow me on Twitter, beatzillapdx. You can follow me on Facebook, beatzillapdx. And on Patreon, you can follow me at beatzillapdx official. And at Melanated People, you can get me at Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. If you have any questions, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you want to go ahead and donate, you can. The link is right there across the bottom. You can, so the PayPal link, and then also you can donate at CashApp, $Beatzillapdx. That's $Beatzillapdx at CashApp. So until next time, I am coming right back. So I will see y'all very, very, very shortly, family. Until next time, Shalom.